live. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. I am Dr. Norbert, broadcasting out of London, and I'm here with my always lovable, always well dressed, and very charismatic because he gets all the compliments when I don't get any. Huggy Bear. Say hello to everyone, Huggy.
Hello, everyone. Hope you're all doing well this fine evening.
Fantastic. So we are here because we are in season 6 of the Tabletop Simulator League, and this week we get into the meat of the elimination rounds. Last week we had the cull, where we take out some of the lowest ranking members, so that we have an even 16. So right now we're on the Sweet 16 round. And we have an interesting match because we're going to be, this is the first time actually that we've finally gotten to stream a game in the finals with Sam Spam. So we have Pat from London playing his Sam Spam list, and we have Nicholas, coming to us from Sweden playing his Web Warrior list. So why don't you tell everybody a little bit about what they brought, Huggy?
Yeah, as far as I can see, both players made rather small or close to no changes from the last 3 season rounds going into the cut. Pat has his Sam Spam roster containing Captain Sam, Enchantress, Hawkeye, Iron Fist, Lizard, Medusa, Nebula, Okoye, Vision, and War Machine, meaning that he threw out Hulkbuster for Medusa, I'd say, probably aiming for that slightly better flexibility with the 4 costs at when playing 18 points with 3 4s and 2 3s.
Okay.
And when it comes to Naib, as far as I can see, he's running the same list as before, with all the soon-to-be nerfed cheese in it. He has Medusa, he has Enchantress, he has Valkyrie. In his defense, Pat has those terrible things as well.
Thank you for that intro. I just wanted to mention that we are on the table now, and tonight we have Jonah, who is one of the organizers of the TTS League. He'll be our table judge tonight, so he'll be in with the players. And then as a line judge, we have Dark Song, who's, I think, a newer accuser. So we welcome him to be on the line here with us. So anybody has any questions or concerns about the match, please direct them through Dark Song via either his Discord handle or, better yet, in the Twitch chat, so we all can understand what's happening.
There is one thing we need to tell the viewers, Norbert.
Tell me.
What is the whiskey of the night?
Beverage, mate. Well, look, I was at the dregs of that bottle that I've been drinking, so I just decided to finish it up tonight. But it is a very nice whiskey, again from Adams, from the southeast of England. So an English whiskey tonight again.
Fantastic. I decided to bring out my absolute favorite that I mentioned on a previous stream. A Japanese blended, Nika from the barrel, the one with the crappy bottle that always makes you spill. It's slightly stronger than usual whiskey. It's 54%, but it has a sweet nuance of honey in it.
Well, cheers, and we're looking forward to a great evening of games tonight with our audience on the Twitch channel. Welcome, everyone.
Cheers, chat.
Lovely. I will have to travel to your house at some point and drink your Japanese whiskey.
That is a requirement.
All right, apparently Dark Song is using his crazy, yet another handle, as if this world needs multiple handles. It's just Quinn Duggan, everyone. Quinn Duggan, feel free to harass him then, in addition to asking questions about the match. Utility Cookie giving us a cheers. What are you drinking tonight, Cookie? Let us know. Meanwhile, I will make some announcements. I don't know who's won priority yet. The guys said that they were going to try to emulate Jacob. And
looks like Naib.
Now you think, oh, of course, yeah, because of the dice roll. Sure. Okay, so he's one priority. I think this is probably pretty good for him as a web warrior, right? He's going to try to do an extract play.
That is certainly a possibility. And trying to go hard in on control is a viable strategy against Sam Spam.
Okay. Be interesting then to see what points. Does he want high or low threat points, you think?
Hard to tell. I would suppose that we need not guess anymore because we have the crises.
Nice one. Let me zoom on in. Okay. Oh, research station. Great. So who's picked that one? That's Nicholas.
I would assume Pat, because that is a crisis that you generally want to be picking as the non-private player, while Nicholas likes his D. I am not even sure if Pat has the extremist consoles.
Yeah, take a look, because it is on the red side of the table, which is what Pat's side of the table is.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything. It's Nicholas definitely picked Secures because Pat is not running Riot Sparks over extremists.
All right, cool, great. Okay, so
but this is interesting because it forces the Sam Spam player to leave powerful characters on points, whereas you can. So if Pat puts a powerful character on one flank, there is a chance that Knive can force him to keep that character on a point instead of using it to kill stuff with, in order to not fall behind on points. But then again, it's Pat on the other side, so he will not be fooled easily.
All right, and we have 16 and 17 points. Not much of a difference, but it could be crucial if Knive decides to go 16 for some reason.
Yeah, it's definitely harder for Pat to bring in his most powerful characters at 16.
Mm-hmm.
That probably means he would be playing 4 3s and 1 4 rather than 2 4s and 3 3s. A classic build. Well, it looks like we already have a team, so no more need for speculation.
Right on. Let's try to figure it out.
It looks like 16.
16 points. Okay.
Yep.
I had a feeling that might be the case. Let's take a look. So we have Pat bringing along Sam, Captain America, Okoye, War Machine, Vision, and Enchantress. Loads of beams, loads of control.
Basically the classic beam team of Sam Spam, but with Okoye instead of Iron Fist.
Sure, and that's due to the points value, threat value of the game. And he's bringing Sacrifice, which is basically a bodyguard card. All you've got: Brit Arrivals, Avengers Assemble, and Field Dressing. So a real beat-down list of cards here.
Yep. We will see if he manages to get through the Web Warrior dice that are geared towards rolling insane blocks at a couple of points during every game, and capitalizing on when that happens is going to be the main objective of the Web Warrior player here.
Yeah. All right, so on Knive's side, we have Valkyrie, Miles Spider-Man, Enchantress, Ghost Spider, and Black Cat. So a bit of beatdown in there, but loads of control.
Loads of control indeed.
Yeah. And so we have Disarm, Advanced R&D, all you've got, all webbed up, and Bit Arrival. So a bit of beatdown in these cards, but also some control.
Yeah. The Researcher will definitely be very, very important in this game, because that is where the most points are likely to come from. There are 4 points connected to the Secures here, and it's as long as you score one of those 4 points, as well as the Researcher, it's going to be 3-3, but then on the crucial turn when you possibly manage to get the Researcher within one of the opponent's evac point, that is when the game is going to swing one way or the other.
Yeah.
So the Researcher will be I expect the researcher to be a lot of the game to be played around the researcher.
Okay, so but Nye picked the researcher, right? And
He picked the other way around.
okay, that makes more
Knight
sense.
picked extremists.
Because I mean, you don't want. I mean, the research station is fantastic for beam heavy groups, right? So clearly, that's something that Pat would want to do. Whereas Naib wants to go wide with his web warriors, which he's done with extremists, which is nice.
As a matter of fact, I think that picking secures is not what Naib actually wanted to do. I think he wanted to do an extract play as you mentioned, but he realized that all of Pat's secures, which were Gamma, Spider Portals, and Mutant Madman, were bad enough to scare him off of that thought.
Yeah, right, exactly. Exactly. So, we are starting to see a lineup. Let's take a look at, let's see. So if Naib went first, let's see. He's put down so far Ghost Spider with Miles Morales right next to her. Enchantress seems to be going somewhat central, trying to put him on these pipes. I don't think that's, well, maybe it'll work. There you go. Black Cat also central, very central. And that leaves only, who? Valkyrie left to place.
Yep.
Do you find that interesting that he's gone so central?
I think it clearly indicates that both players are committed to fighting over the researcher more than spreading out.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, the thing about Sam Spam is how it's able to pivot from control to attrition to just outlasting people. And, Web Warriors doesn't like to brawl in the middle, really. So I'm not sure.
They do have all webbed up.
Yeah, sure.
Which is a fantastic card that can engineer a swing turn. However, the Sam leadership is very annoying for the Web Warrior player while playing that, because as soon as you daze someone, another character will automatically shake slow.
Yes, of course. Yeah. That kind of like defeats is kind of like the Asgardian affiliation ability in that regard. Interesting. All right, here we go, everybody. Round one's kicking off. Black Cat is making a move to the right flank for Naib. Assume he's gonna go ahead and sit with Black Cat on that very far flank, which is smart because Black Cat has got a long move, so she can get back into the action if she needs to. But at the same time, I believe she is stealth. Correct?
She has stealth.
Yep. So perfect. Hide her in the over
and not
there.
only that, she also has bad luck.
That's right. So Sam's not going to be able to casually walk up to her and throw his shield at her. He's going to have to commit a bit.
I think he might be able to get within 3 with a long move there, possibly. But it's kind of hard to tell. We will see if Pat will bother to measure it. One interesting thing is that Naib has the there is a small hut on Naib's side of the researcher, which might prove important for backstopping against Sam's shield throw.
Clever.
Fight over the researcher.
Yeah. All right. Roster Doctor is firmly of the belief that we should be ignoring, well, not we, but the player should be ignoring the researcher. He's got his own game going on there.
I think it's the other way, ignoring everything except the researcher.
Oh, I see. I beg your pardon. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, that is for sure if you can guarantee scoring the researcher every round, then for sure that is the reasonable thing to do, because it will generate you more points in the long run. However, I also believe that perhaps scoring 1 more point than your opponent on secures by moving 1 character to the side early round 1 could put enough pressure so that you don't have to be as offensive with the researcher, making it easier to score it multiple turns, because I think both of these teams are quite evenly built. It's hard to. I'm having a hard time seeing how either one side will dominate the other heavily over the course of several rounds, which is what's necessary to score the researcher multiple times in a row.
Okay. Let me just make this comment here. Okay, fair enough. So I just want to mention that Nibed was very much of the central deployment. He put Sam all the way on the left, but not quite so far from central. Then Enchantress, Vision, War Machine right down the middle. Okoye a bit on the right. I'm wondering if she's going to make a play for the Extremist console similar to Black Cat. But his first move actually was to take Sam off of the left flank and put it dead center again. So he's just given up because of Black Cat's movement, you think?
I beg your pardon?
I'm saying instead of going, do you think that seeing that Black Cat was going to very easily hold on to that console, that he decided Sam it wasn't worth going after her, so he's just redeployed him back into the center?
I think he has positioned Sam to get the most out of him round 2, when he will have 2 power for the charge and he be able to do multiple shield throws during his activation.
Sure.
Rather than just only one, with no hope of ricochet into Black Cat, because she had no characters within 3. This is a very offensive placement of Miles.
I was going to say the same thing. I'm like, what is he doing? He's taking quite a risk putting up his leader. I mean, he does have a bit of defensive tech, but not that much.
It could be that we can expect to see Ghost Spider to stand on his home Extremists to apply Lifesaver to most of the characters that he will be placing on the Researcher.
Sure, but she's got no power right now. She's not going to be able to protect him now.
Correct.
War Machine, though...
can generate one from an impact webbing into Pat's character behind the... I can't really see who it is. Possibly War Machine?
Yeah, that's War Machine. So War Machine has moved up to contest the Researcher and also block himself against that HVAC station there that you were mentioning, the little hut. Meanwhile, now Knives going ahead and just throwing Valkyrie right up there. Boom.
Yep. Probably throwing War Machine while he does.
Yeah, you don't think he's going to throw the HVAC at him? No, he's just going to toss it.
He's just going to go for the points. And
go for the points. So the Web Warriors mentality. Just go for the points.
The Crisis combination really, really gears this game towards control, let's say. I think we might be seeing slightly fewer attacks than in most of at least Pat's other games.
So interesting that he threw War Machine straight back instead of off to the side. What are your thoughts?
I think that's about not getting him closer to Black Cat than necessary, possibly. Then again, this way it looks as though if War Machine activates early next round, he is likely to have a very nice beam set up because characters are likely to cluster around the Researcher really hard. That, of course, goes for Pat's characters as well. But so we will be likely be seeing some very interesting placements, very carefully determined.
Oh yeah, so it's interesting to see what Pat's going to do to respond so far. He's got Vision, Enchantress, and Okoye still left to go. The Twitch chat is saying it's all about the Researcher. Everybody loves that Researcher. But yeah, sure enough, here comes Vision. Lining up a beam though, right? I mean, he's got a beam 3.
He has a beam 4.
Beam 4. Oop, card went. Avengers Assemble. Oof. Both players being super aggressive.
Classic Vision play here. And this way he will be able to place War Machine back onto the Researcher as well.
Sure.
And Vision will be able to move short and then beam both those characters, getting him 2 power and being able to throw one of them off as well as doing damage to them.
Amazing. Man, the the soft reboot of the game can't come soon enough.
Now, particularly the enchantress that we can the enchantress shenanigans that we both can see. But in this particular setup, I would actually almost rate Vision equal to Enchantress. Of course, he can only move one character per turn, but his beam, being range 4 over range 3, is so good. And also, let's not forget that a throw does damage, which an advance does not. And that and bunched up around a researcher, there will be plenty of opportunity to do loads of collision damage with Vision in this game.
Right, so here is Vision doing the first attack of the game. And
we can also
lovely
note that Nibe has not brought Brace for Impact, so neither has Pat, of course. But
ooh, Pat stinking up the room with his first roll. Man, goodness, that's loads of blanks.
The important thing, though, is that he generates 1 automatic power per attack, so he will get those 2 crucial power to put the throw online.
Right. And
a character in the process is, of course, a bonus.
This is better. 3 hits, 1 of which is a wild. So Valkyrie takes 1 damage.
Yep. And he saps a power from her.
Oh, yes, with the wild, of course. And now here comes the throw. A medium-sized throw. Very, very generous. I love seeing Vision back on the tables again. He has been so absent until Sam kind of... but I wouldn't say even at the beginning of Sam Spam, but now in a mature phase of Sam Spam is when we see more Vision.
He is a character that I certainly think will be seen a lot more after the nerf coming in to Enchantress, because he fills a similar role. He is slightly tankier, and his throw gives you more effect than a single Siren's Call. You need to generate power to be able to use it. He only starts with 1 power, it costs 2, as long as you're not playing him with original Captain America. And it moves an enemy character medium rather than short. As well as having the possibility to do damage to something that he throws it into.
So do you think that this is just another indication about how machines are taking over all of the humans' jobs, and soon we won't have anything left to do?
Possibly. maybe he is secretly Ultron.
Oh, don't even. Well, he's Ultron's baby, isn't he, Vision?
Yeah. Did you see the What If series?
No, don't spoil it for me. No? Don't spoil it for anybody.
Okay, sorry.
Get out of here. Okay, yeah, I know, everyone's raving about it. I have no time for television. Too busy streaming.
Spoilers, Vision is in it.
Yeah, I did see the ads on the buses. Woo. Hey, it's Shuma Games. Sins of the Father. Oy, 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 oy. Now we're getting in deep. Well, look, I'm just happy to see new models on the tables. I mean, this is what the beauty of these reboots are all about, is, reshuffling some of the game, get to use some of the models that you've purchased, maybe think about buying some new ones. Life is good.
Life is very good.
Right. So, well, look, I also want to mention just how lovely you look tonight, Hugo. Sporting a bit of an autumnal look with that cravat.
Right back at you, Norbert. Right back at you.
This is a tie that I bought in Thailand, actually. It's full of elephants, and the national animals, elephants, and they're meant to bring luck. And I certainly...
It's fantastic. Cookie mentioned earlier in the thread that you are sporting a bright jacket and a dark shirt, while I'm sporting a bright shirt and a dark jacket.
Yeah, well, of course. I mean, our stylists are always thinking about this for us as we prepare to broadcast.
Yeah.
So shout out to them. Yeah.
What do you do for all these streaming money?
Yeah, so all that streaming money goes into my support team. So please, subscribe. Oh, I love when I say that. Everybody, now I get to say it. Be sure to like, subscribe, tell your friends, my Patreon. What else do I have to say? It's incessant. I don't need any of that. Mm-hmm. God, Roster Doctor must have taken some caffeine pills or something, because I'm sure it's quite early in the morning for him on the West Coast, but he is blowing up the chat. You know, Finkster is trying to get a beverage update, but meanwhile Rosser's putting in all this bloody, like, tactics. Ain't nobody got time for that. No, actually, most people probably want to hear that. But I like talking beverages. Smash the like button. Smash the like button. Let's do that. Yeah, thank you, Swoosh. I need one of those horns that they do then too. Yeah, I got another like.
You should have a jingle, or some of those real small flashy things that comes up every time you get a new follower.
Exactly, or dancing bear. You get a dancing huggy bear. All right, look. It looks like Ghost Spider. Sorry, I'm gonna get back to the game real quick, and then you can tell me. Ghost Spider has moved up, and he looks like he's trying to move War Machine.
Yep.
Is this from her attack?
Gliding him out. It's from a web line, I would assume, because that is the way she pushes characters short towards herself, and it looks fine, that push.
Nicely done. Wow, what an expert play. It's interesting. It's pretty cool. Cinematically, she's moved up, and then she's kind of thrown her web across and just like yanked him out from behind that thing. She's like, get out of there.
Yep.
Brilliant.
This is a quite interesting situation because Pat will have the last activation.
Yeah.
And Okoye is not going to move anyone off the point. She will be standing there. The Naib can move up his Enchantress, possibly lining her up to beam both Vision and Okoye, generating 2 power, which is enough to bow them both off there. Then Pat can use his Enchantress to bow off one of Naib's characters, but that is not going to be enough for him to score. That's only going to be enough to draw on the Researcher round 1. Or she could move up once and beam them both and bow them both off, but then again, no one is scoring the Researcher round 1. So it'll be really interesting to see what angle Naib looks for here. He probably needs to put his own Valkyrie below the beam in that case, but perhaps that's worth 1 damage to her to more or less secure Pat not winning the Researcher round 1, because he is favored to do it.
Yeah, well, look, right now he's got 2 people on there, Okoye and Vision, that matches Ghost Spider and Valkyrie for now. Enchantress is going to walk up and push somebody off, right? But
possibly both. If he beams through his own Valkyrie and takes that 1 auto damage as a collateral damage, then he will have enough to get them both
off the point, and then Pat can't do anything about it because he's only got well, he's got his Enchantress, so she could do the same thing, and she's the last Enchantress.
But she is ooh,
look at this. He's just putting bodies in there. He's just gonna use body blocking.
Yeah.
What a party! This Researcher must feel like so popular. It's like, scientists are never really the life of the party. Let's be honest, okay? And I can say that because I was one. But I was a different kind of scientist. I was way popular.
You're not still a scientist?
Yeah, I'm still, well, not the bench, I'm talking about bench scientist, which this guy is. I mean, look at that lab coat. I mean, come on. So, right. So, but this guy, he's like, nobody really cares about me. And look, now he's got 5 superheroes around him vying for his attention. I mean, that's living the dream right there.
Yeah.
Okay, so here it goes. Insurance is like, no, Okoye, you can go home. Get out of here. And that's the end of it. So just 1 push. So he decided to body block instead of getting the extra damage and power, and he's just moved Okoye. Pat's coming in with his Enchantress now, and is going to do the play that you suggested.
Yeah, possibly trying to gamble for... well, maybe he will just move her in and settle for a 2/2. Otherwise, he could do a beam and try to fish for 2 saps.
No,
meaning that he could bow all 3 characters off.
That sounds like something like I would do, but that doesn't sound like something Pat would do because there's too many variables.
Worst case scenario, it'll lead to him drawing.
What is this now?
Best case.
I don't know. Why is he measuring 3? Oh, I guess he wants to beam him next turn. Something.
I think he would have preferred to have. Okay, so we're seeing the double move, which means
nice. Wow.
that no one is probably scoring the researcher this round.
No, doesn't look like it. Yep, no, she's out of there.
There she goes.
Boop. All right. You're right, 2-2, but Black Cat is, don't forget, Black Cat is on a point. So this round goes to Naib.
It is drawn because Naib has not placed a character on his own Extremis console, whereas Pat has.
What? No, this is Black Cat up here.
Yeah, but Pat has Sam on his.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So
Big pardon, yeah.
1-1.
Yeah, 1-1. Fair enough. I think Pat is happy with that. Very fast game. So far. I hope a lot of other finalists are watching the level of play here and will seek to match this, conciseness.
Swiftness.
Yeah, swiftness. Because there's only so much.
Neither player is wasting time.
There's only so much whiskey you could drink during one of those legendary 3.5 to 5 hour games.
I'm finding I have no time to sip my glass.
I know. All right, now it's going to be the wreckage round.
Yep.
And
priority
so
is still with Naib.
Naib gets the priority. And what do you think? Let's see who he's going to activate first.
Valkyrie has a lot of output and is positioned in a good way. However, those are 3 beam characters standing there staring angrily at Naib's characters, and if he dazes one of them, then Pat will, by force of Sam's leadership, be able to move one of them into a perfect position to beam 2 or 3 of Naib's characters in return. Looks like Black Cat is going to do something.
Yeah, staying outside of 3. But
no, probably getting just within 3 in order to do the stagger.
Yeah. All right,
which is a good play if you want to be keeping priority, but on this particular crisis combination, not having priority, I would actually consider a bigger advantage having it, because having the last activation to put the finishing touch to the placement of models and could be the thing. It's a lot of the times the thing that decides who is scoring those 2 precious points from the researcher.
All right. I do love Black Cat's ability. She's such a nice package without being overpowered.
Absolutely.
Because Stagger is amazing. Right, so he is finally, is he going to do it? He's still thinking about it, Naib. Like, he knows this is a crucial round. This is when the ball busting is going to begin.
Looks like he decided to stagger Vision rather than Enchantress.
Yeah, thank you, Naib. Doing the professional way of marking out the activity with his tab key. I love it. Very professional demeanor from these finalists. But of course, they've been through this so many times. It's just second nature now. All right, let's see here. Good save from Pat, 2. Ooh, but Naib did a nice 4 damage with a crit. Here comes the crit roll.
The attack is, however, capped at 1 damage.
Sure. Okay.
So it's like Shuri's attack, but so 1 damage and a stagger, which is the impactful thing.
Right. So there's the stagger up on Enchantress.
Yeah.
Vision. Vision. Yeah. There we are. Yeah, Vision. Cool. All right. Why did he choose Vision, do you think?
Because that allowed Black Cat to stay further away from the other Pat's other characters, I think. That is at least my guess. A problem now is that Vision now has stagger on him. But if Naib would daze any character other than Vision over the course of this round, then Pat can just trigger the Sam leadership on Vision and shake that stagger automatically.
Yeah, this is it. This is why it's so frustrating playing against Sam Spam, is that you get punished for doing stuff to them.
Yeah.
But
damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah, pretty much. Because
repeatedly said, as I've repeatedly said, over the course of our commenting on Sam Spam games.
So just wanted to point out to the viewers that Black Cat is now off the point, not scoring any longer, but still quite a ways off of the main central line. Pat's activating War Machine now, looking at a beam. He is starting the beam with Valkyrie. Nicely done, Pat. I love you.
This will be interesting, because I do think that Web Warriors are one of the affiliations that actually are quite competent for playing into Sam Spam. Because they don't need to do damage to score points necessarily. So they don't have to trigger the leadership Sam for executing their game plan. And they also have very good defensive dice to withstand the force of those beams. Also, they like to spread out, which makes it difficult for the Sam player to apply as effective
the hurt.
As they are.
So the first attack went into Valkyrie, and she took 2 damage from that. And then there was a roll against Ghost Spider. I think, yeah, and Ghost Spider saved against all 3 hits. But that was only the first attack. There should be one more.
Yeah. So one attack. Pat is measuring from Knives Enchantress, so he's considering his options. I would assume that he is considering whether to do another beam with War Machine or if he wants to move him onto the Researcher. But that would line him up for a Mega Beam from Knives Enchantress.
Mega Beam. And Knife does have all you've got, so it would be the time to play it if he's got enough power to do so. He does not.
Pat does too. Their card choices. We have seen we missed a disarm play on Pat's Enchantress.
Ah, okay. Maybe that's why he was pointing at it. Okay. You want to remind the folks about what disarm?
It means that Pat's Enchantress for this round has -2 attack dice. So she will be doing her beam with 3 dice rather than 5.
That's brutal. All right, that's Valkyrie dazed. Took another 3 points, and I guess now this is against Ghost Spider again.
Important thing to note is that Knive does not have field dressing, whereas Pat does.
Pat stood 1 hit through to Ghost Spider.
Yep.
And
taking 1.
Yeah, just taking 1. But dazed Valkyrie. I think that had to be expected.
Possibly. 2 5-dice attacks into a 3-dice defense. Usually does something in between 4 and 6 damage. Spikes always happen, but also so does whiffs. I don't think it's unreasonable that she got dazed.
No.
But I am not sure whether it was above 50% chance or below.
Yeah.
I would expect it to be slightly below.
But this sounds pretty bad because Valkyrie is a beater and now she's offline. Valkyrie has been neutered by disarm. He's just got control left, really. No, it does.
One thing to say about Pat's Enchantress, though, is that she does not need to do damage to be really effective, because she automatically generates 1 power for every attack. So no matter how many dice she's rolling. Of course, the chance for a sap is lower, but if he saves her for last, then she's still going to be very effective in moving probably at least 2 characters off the researcher, making it really likely that Pat will score it this round, particularly since we saw Valkyrie Days just a moment ago.
Yeah. All right, so Miles got moved forward somehow, and now Vision is attacking him. I'm not sure how the movement happens.
It's a web swing.
Okay.
And oof, look at that attack roll.
Unreal. 7 hits. Pat rolled a decent save, to be honest. That's 3, but still 7. Whew. So and that is Vision taking 4 damage. He's on 5 out of 6 hit points. And
yep.
Is he in his... Yeah, I was going to say, he's in his phased form, isn't he? So he can be moved.
He can still be thrown. He can just not be pushed. And now he was thrown into that little antenna
Satellite
to take the last point of damage, since Knive triggered the throw on the webline kick.
Wow. Talk about some swings, okay? We've seen now War Machine take out Valkyrie, maybe on the high curve of what is expected, but still quite good. But Miles, man, really did a damage on Vision, which really evens up the sides here, because Vision would have been doing a serious amount of work had he been able to go.
Yeah. So we're all even Steven again when it comes to number of characters, 4v4. But here comes the leadership from Sam on Okoye, putting her in a perfect position to start hitting up Ghost Spider next turn.
Yeah, and being in a bodyguard.
Applying bodyguard to Enchantress and War Machine.
And a bit of a shame that he wasted, essentially, air quotes, wasted the stagger on there. But, you know, when you get a massive spike like that, you really can't complain, and you just got to roll with it.
I'm not quite sure that you can say that it was wasted, because it probably still dictated the activation order of Pat to some extent, or at least his plan for the round, for the turn. But yeah, you when you stagger someone, what you want is for them to have to waste an action for shaking it. But my point is that is not necessarily the only effect. It also made Vision a less attractive character to activate before Naib managed to kill him.
Fair enough. I like that. I like thinking about that, where you kind of... I'm very bad at putting myself in my opponent's shoes, and so after games, I'll be like, I was kind of like, they wiped me off. I couldn't really do anything. And meanwhile, then they'll complain about all the stuff, that pressure I put on them, which I just never really feel. I always feel like I'm always being the oppressed one, and never applying any pressure to anybody. So he's moved Spider-Man Miles Morales over to contest the Extremist console, which again kind of makes up for where Black Cat was. So that was really fortuitous that he could one-shot Vision and then use the second action to move and get a point.
Yep.
Brilliant. Okay, I think we have, is it Okoye attacking? Yeah, and it's against Ghost Spider. Ghost Spider taking a mean hit there. She's on 4 out of 5 hit points. Taken. And Knives rolling his second defense roll. Pat rolling some nice damage. And I think that dazes her, sure enough. Daze Ghost Spider.
Yep. Starting to get crowded with lifeless bodies around that researcher now.
Yeah.
And thing of note, as I mentioned before, Pat has field dressing while Knive does not. So we still may very well see an activation from Vision this round.
Yeah. So
if it would be a less effective one, for sure.
Man,
but currently Pat is heavily ahead on the race to score the researcher this round
because of the priority order.
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
And also the fact that he has 2 characters on it currently, and Knive has 0, and only Enchantress left to go.
Yeah. So Yeah, he looks like he's moving Okoye
Mm-hmm.
with his Enchantress. And even if he moves forward to the Enchantress, it won't make a difference because then Pat's Enchantress will just move her out.
Yep.
So yeah, Pat's got this 2 points, and Naib will get 1.
Pat has 2
Three,
characters.
three. Yeah, yeah. Beg your pardon. Sam's going to score a point too. Yeah.
Since Naib elected not to pass,
Mm-hmm.
which he could have.
Okay, so that's Okoye off the point and behind the action. And the second, well, not the second. We'll see what his first activation is. Is he going to try to blow up Okoye? Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Naib. Measuring 1 for some reason.
Could be that he has realized that he's not going to score the researcher this round, so just
go for attrition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And Okoye is likely the easiest character to take out in the Sam Spam team, since she has only 4 stamina on both of her sides. But that is only 1 there.
Yep. 1 point on Okoye out of 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and don't forget, everybody, this is a disarmed Enchantress, so she's not rolling very many dice. What's happening now? She's deciding to move instead for a second action.
He's
Yeah.
considering whether he can reach.
You could do the back point and get a point that way. But
yeah, Pat will easily bow her off that, though.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that Naib has decided to is considering to place his Enchantress centrally, so that when Pat bows her off, she will not be moved that far away to still be relevant next round. If Naib would place her on his home secure, then Pat could Siren's Call her to real far out to the right side of the table from our point of view.
Yeah.
Probably robbing her of 1 meaningful action next round, and every action counts a lot here.
People in the chat, or somebody in the chat's been asking why Miles didn't get power for taking out Vision. Was that a spender or something that doesn't get power?
No, it was definitely a webline kick because it triggered a throw. I would assume that he just forgot to add the power, or he used R&D.
Yeah, no, Quinn's on it. It was a mistake. It seems like Quinn's on it. Thankfully, we have a line judge who's
fantastic.
Yeah,
Thank
transmitted.
you, Quinn.
Thank you, Quinn. And so Enchantress has decided to move on to the point and move the other Enchantress away. All right, so Pat's got 2 characters to go, though, so this is going to get ugly. So Sam's getting into the action. Right now, Naib has got Enchantress alone on the point. There we are, 4 points for power for Miles. Just one person holding the point.
Pat is measuring. All right, so looks like Pat is considering charging out Sam to the south of the screen and doing 1 shield throw into Miles, hoping to do 1 damage at least, and then pushing him off the point.
Aha, got it. Yeah, so it's not so much to the damage, it's pushing him off the point.
No. Pat is gonna maximize this. He looks now. It looks like he's gonna move Enchantress. Siren's Call Naib's Enchantress off. Move her to within 3 of Miles. making it possible that if Sam rolls a wild on his shield throw, then it will ricochet to Enchantress, triggering an additional attack. Pat is not wasting resources.
That's the Pat we know and love. None of this fishing for wilds nonsense. Just set things up to be devastating instead.
Yep.
Right. Enchantress does a move.
Yep. Making sure to be within 2 of his own Okoye. To both have the bodyguard online and possibly an all-important field dressing sometime later. Ooh.
Oh.
It almost.
Oh man.
That is efficiency for you right there. I almost saddened that Black Cat wasn't within there, because that's just.
Yeah, it would have been brilliant.
Grabbing all you can.
Filling all your arms up with the Halloween candy. Woo.
Ooh, I want that, and I want that too, and that too.
Knives saved well, though. And now Enchantress has spent some power, so she's going to move. Knives Enchantress off.
Looks like he
keeps pushing Enchantress behind that HVAC thing. She's not getting the hint. We don't want you at our party. Go home.
Moving her closer to Black Cat than to Miles.
No, look at Pat. He's going to dial this in for Vision. Vision's full of power. He's looking to do some work next turn.
So this is indicating that we will see a charge to the north from Sam rather than to the south. Because now that is where he can trigger his... or he's still looking to rob Miles of his point.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to.
I assumed that he wanted to enable the ricochet on Enchantress.
It's interesting, though, because he loses a point by moving Sam.
No. He does a charge for the shield throw, and then he has another move action to move down.
Cool. All right, here's the attack.
So, the home secure is a real good place for Sam to be, because he can be relevant and still safely score every round.
Okay, that's 2 hits off of Pat and 2 saves from Knife. And
that means he's not getting the push.
Yeah, no, because what do you need to do? Do you need to roll wild or do damage?
You need to do a damage.
Yeah, okay, so no damage, no push, but it was worth a try because it was really no risk at all.
No risk at all, and a whole point in the balance.
All right. Well,
even though Pat did not get Miles off that point, he will still take the lead.
Oh yeah.
By 3-2 here.
And it has 2.
Oh, actually, sorry, 4-2.
4-2, and dazed 2 of the characters, while he only took 1 dazed character. So comfortably ahead. Not outrageously so, but definitely ahead. Right, so he's electing to move the researcher towards where he wants it to go to get the extra points. He is not afraid at all of going deeper into Knives territory. This means Knives gets to go first. He has priority, and this needs to be big.
It does.
I feel like Valkyrie needs to do something here with all her power.
If Pat manages to get another successful round here, then things are looking very bad for Knives.
Right. The terror of Sweden are going to be repulsed from these Anglican shores. Back into the ocean with you.
The Web Warriors defensive tech can only get you so far as your dice allows you to. Which is sort of true to every affiliation in this game.
All right. Now, okay, Ghost Spider. Is he activating Ghost Spider?
It seems that way. She has looks like they're trying to tell us something. He's pointing to Bitter Rivals.
Bitter Rivals.
Looks like looks like she paid the 3 for Bitter Rivals.
Got it. Very good, guys. Man, these people are great. What great people to be collaborating with on this stream on a wonderful evening here from Europe. And there's the Bitter Rivals token going on War Machine.
Yep.
So that means his targets are Vision and Enchantress.
Yep.
If you're Valkyrie, go ahead.
Expect him to go for Vision here because he is on his injured side, so that would mean that he is able to KO him and remove him from the game permanently.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's a control piece as much as Enchantress is, so good to get him off the table, even though it is tempting to get rid of Enchantress.
Sure. And Valkyrie has a ton of power at the moment, which she is really good at making nice use of.
Yeah. It's always hard now to actually decide how to spend that power because of how many different abilities that she has that could do damage, not to mention the throw. And he's pointing at Valkyrie for some reason.
Looks like the chat wants you to ask me how many points Sam.
Oh. Well, I mean, I'm just going by what we've seen Sam do in this game, and surely he's a 4-point threat. I'm sure, though, in the enhancement, when they redo the revisions to points, I'm sure he'll go up to 5, which is where he probably belongs.
Oh, but Norbert, he is actually a 3.
What? 3? Well, maybe the enhancements will help him get to a 4, where he belongs. Yeah.
Buffs to Sam incoming.
All right, come on, Valkyrie. Show us what you got. Oh my god, he spent all the power. That is a lot of power. So that
has to be
Dragon Fang with Warriors of Legend.
Large Dragon Fang Warrior of Legend. That is 7 power.
Knives not taking any chances. Yeah, it's not taking any chances. Nope. I don't blame him.
Vision's gonna get it here.
Come on now, the dice gotta be. He's got. I don't know what he did before he got on his boat to come raid. If he gave enough blood sacrifice to Freya or the war.
Ooh.
No.
He's triggered. Warrior of Legend makes this okay.
Yes. Yes, it makes it okay. Oh dear. So that would be 5 hits?
Turns, yes, exactly, as well as triggering the flurry.
Yeah, so not too bad.
He would even trigger the flurry.
Looks like he actually attacked Valkyrie. Looks like he attacked Valkyrie.
No, Enchantress.
I'm sorry, I meant to say he attacked Enchantress. Yeah, interesting. Huh.
Yes, interesting indeed.
Huh. And does that mean did she?
Now it'll be very interesting to see who he's gonna put the. Yeah, he's putting the flurry attack into Vision now because he does not want to daze a character with this attack, since that would allow the other character to move away.
Okay.
So I would assume that he's now gonna try and do as much vision to damage to Vision as possible, and then throw Vision.
That's a good hit. Holy crap. 6 hits. Holy mackerel. Wow. Pat saved 2, so Vision took 4 hit points. He's on 2 left. Wow. And that's just the first action. Wow. Whew. Yep, Quinn Duggan, we need to get a bleed on Enchantress. Good call out from the Twitch chat, being very friendly, very collaborative, love it. But you know, Roster Doctor completely lost his steam. He blew his load quite early, and now he's got nothing to say.
He's still with us?
I don't know. I think he might be passed out on the floor from all that excitement earlier.
We love you, Roster Doctor.
Okay, so there was the throw. That was a throw.
KOing Vision.
The Valkyrie, love it. All right, now, but Pat's thing is going to trigger now. Everybody, calm down. Calm down.
Note that this was Valkyrie still has an action to go, but Pat will be able to move Enchantress out of the way here. With this leadership, healing 1 in the process.
Apparently the roster...
Sad Valkyrie.
Yeah, Valkyrie, where are you going to go? Oh, man, he's going to come outside of 2. Boop. Yeah, no thanks. I don't want that. Now, Valkyrie, though, could charge... No, she can only charge once per turn. Man, why? Why does she have to belabor under these once per turn rules? Nobody else does. Discrimination.
It looks like the only character she can attack now is
War Machine.
War Machine.
Yeah.
And of course, it's spikes happen.
Yeah, but look, guys, this is exactly it. If it weren't for Sam's ability, Enchantress was dead. But now, you saw Sam save her, essentially.
Yep.
So apparently...
that is the thing about the Sam leadership. It makes it incredibly hard to daze more than one character per turn.
Yeah.
Which is really tough for dedicated attrition teams such as Black Order.
Yeah, you just...
We're really hinging on at least a couple of times per game, getting those turns where they daze at least 2 characters to get... to make up for their lower number of characters on board.
Yeah. Chat's pointed out that Valkyrie could go after Okoye in addition to War Machine, and that might be better because Okoye would be affected by Bitter Rivals. Or is he just going to move her back?
Looks like he's going to move Valkyrie to stand on the Researcher as well as his
Yeah, nice knife.
Extract.
Yeah, cool.
Good, nice placement.
Yeah.
Question is if Okoye and War Machine will have anything to say about that.
Okay, the reason Valkyrie doesn't have bleed is she took it off as part of the movement.
The bleed should be on Enchantress.
Yeah, but
it disappeared because of the leadership. Yeah.
Yeah.
Healing 1 plus removing a condition and getting a short move.
It's like
most tactics cards are less impactful than that.
Huggy, wow! Throw in the shade tonight. I love it. That's so Huggy Bear now anymore, are you? All right, Bitter Rivals. This is Pat's Bitter Rivals is going down on where did it go? On Valkyrie. So that means he is going to be hurting Ghost Spider and his own Enchantress.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like what's this? Oh, it's Enchantress moving Black Cat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, moving Black Cat into the Bitter Rivals range. And then Enchantress will probably beam a crap out of everybody. Maybe an all-you-got turn.
Possibly. Or this is a setup for a Sam shield throw that has the possibility to ricochet into Valkyrie. Thus pushing her off of the Researcher as well as the...
yeah, but look at this. He's going to spend some more power and move the other Valkyrie, into the beam lane. This is exactly what the people came here for. They love reveling in just this horrific movement. We've seen a complete perfect lineup. Then there'll be 2 beams followed by an all-you-got beam, and the people love it. They love it. They come here.
Ooh, that is a...
Yeah. They're at home. They think they know how to play the game, and then they watch this happening, and they're like, "This is awful. How do I not?"
We need to really savor this, Norbert, but because it's not going to be happening for
yeah,
for that many more weeks.
Yeah.
Well, sure, but she's not going to be able to make the perfect line anymore with multiple Sirens calls.
Here we go.
So. Really savor this now, guys. Enjoy
the horrific. This is like watching a horror film.
Yeah, a really good horror film. Like.
Yeah. The Ghost Spider took 2 hit points, and now it's Black Cat's turn to subject to the will of Enchantress, and she saved. Okay, here comes a crit.
Ooh, that's a good attack.
Ooh, and this Bitter Rival is active right now too.
Oh yeah.
Ugh.
Oh yeah.
So awful. Pat is just such a horrible, horrible human being.
No, Pat is the sweetest guy.
I know.
When we're playing War Machine, we always joke that Pat is the kind of guy that makes you feel good
Yeah.
about him handing your ass to you.
Yeah, I know. It's
He dims the lighting, he lights some candles, he puts on some nice music, and then when you least know it, slice.
Yeah, he just slides the stiletto.
Here is your ass.
In between the ribs. He just... Oh, what's this?
We're allowed to say ass, right?
Yeah. What is this here? What's going on here? Why is Enchantress moving?
Web line?
No. Oh, no? Is it... Well, what, Ghost Spider? Yeah, doing something.
Yes,
to get...
Lifesaver from Ghost Spider. That's it.
So just to get her out of the beam. All right, well, that's a little, refreshing.
Yep.
Yeah, Pat, he's still in range. Don't worry. Go ahead and punish him now. Oh, maybe I would rather take Enchantress out. Tempting.
It's like he has taken 0 damage, though, so yeah. He has the power to pay for lowering her defense, for sure, but...
Yeah, but he wants to save 4 if he's going to do all you got.
And the character he really wants to take out here, I think, is Ghost Spider, because she disappears permanently due to being on the injured side.
Yeah, and she is a bitch on the table. She is constantly... my buddy Sasha here in London plays Word Warriors a lot. And even when not, he plays Ghost Spider a lot. And man, is he good at keeping her right where she needs to be without being in danger and causing a lot of aggravation to me. Oh, that wasn't a great roll. 2 hits. But Naib doesn't save any of it, so Ghost Spider is down to 1 hit point left.
Yep.
And now Black Cat gets second attack.
2 saps there.
Oh, another thing to add to the delicacy of this horror film.
Which is your favorite horror film, Norbert?
I do not like horror films at all.
I like horror films, but I'm not allowed to watch them because my wife doesn't want to watch them.
I hate horror films. And I remember my first horror film, which I watched on ordinary TV when I was a little kid. It was Halloween. And it scared the bejesus out of me. I kept dreaming that the little boy was at my door in my bedroom, looking at me in my bed. I'll never forget it. It was horrible. I didn't sleep all night. So that was the end of that. That was a long time ago. Okay.
Looks like we see all you got.
Yeah, it's all you got. I don't know if he spent the power, though. Did he?
I think he did. He's generated a lot.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, figures. Oh, with the saps. Yes, of course. Ghost Spider's safely toast. There she goes. Goodbye.
Yep.
Goodbye.
Adieu.
I don't miss Enchantress and Valkyrie. I love them both. They're both very bad to me, though. Very bad.
I think she will be a perfectly nice character with her new rules.
Yeah. Oh,
she is still very interesting in both, in a lot of places. I would say.
Okay, so that is the end of the All You Gots, apparently. I'm surprised he's not taking out Black Cat.
Did he do 4 attacks?
Yeah, no, he's measuring now.
This is the throw.
You throw, okay. Yeah. So Naib's got to dodge this. Oh, he's throwing that thing at her. Fine. Yep. And so I think that was size 2, right? So that'd be 3 hit points.
2.
Yeah.
That does it.
Dazes Black Cat.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Question is now if he has a possibility to get onto the researcher, bow Siren's Call Valkyrie off, and then at a later point, field dress back to health.
Son of a bitch! Man! Pat. Oh God. This was going to probably be the last game that we stream that is not a Sam mirror. Do you think?
Possibly. I'm not sure how many Sam Spam players
Let me
made somewhere around 50% or something.
Yeah, let me explain to the folks at home the games that have been played so far. We've had Matt Alex play against Mike DeLuca. Matt Alex won that match. We had Quinn Duggan playing against Zach Cohen, Mandolin Orange. Quinn Duggan won that match. And yesterday we had the Sooner 5 versus Dizzard match, and Sooner 5 won that match. Now I know Sooner was Sam Spam. I'm not sure about Quinn or Matt Alex. Maybe somebody at Twitch knows.
Quinn is Midnight Suns.
Midnight Suns, lovely.
Yep, real happy to see them represented.
Who is this? Who had Midnight Suns?
Quinn Duggan.
Quinn Duggan. All right. So what about Matt Alex? Can you look him up?
I can.
Oh, actually. Oh, wait. I think I have it too. Let's see here. Matt Alex. Boop, 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 boop. Matt Alex. Web Warriors. Okay.
All right.
All right. Not bad. All right. Is that the end of Enchantress? Yes. She has finished and moved herself onto the researcher, it looks like.
Yep.
Not that it matters for now, but it'll matter next turn.
It might matter this turn.
And he's moved Valkyrie off of the researcher and that nice sweet spot between the evacuation point and the researcher.
Yep. And she has no way of getting back.
Looks like
it's already activated.
War Machine is outside of 2 there.
Yeah. Okoye is, however, inside of 2 and has enough power to field res.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, of course. That's what's going to happen. So she'll Enchantress.
As long as Knive does not remove her by web swinging Miles in and kicking her off.
Well, he could. I mean, she's only on 2 hit points left, and he's got points to do web line, kick, and spend the tax, the Enchantress tax.
And let's not forget that Knive also has his Enchantress left to go.
Mm-hmm.
His Valkyrie, with bitter rivals on her, is, however, standing in a quite disadvantageous position.
Yeah.
However, it sort of evens us out since War Machine has bitter rivals on him.
Yeah, the chat's talking about how this finals is going to go, and it'll be interesting to see. There's quite a bit of Web Warriors, quite a bit of Sam Spam. It'll be interesting to see which affiliation does better.
Yeah.
You have to be really good at both of these factions because of all the movement shenanigans that are on tap.
For sure. I think, well, my hypothesis is that while playing against Sam Spam, if either you play really heavily into control and just try to outscore them, or you without doing damage to them, or you try to focus down one character at a time while keeping distance. So taking long-ranged attackers and focusing down one character at a time. Do not spread damage around because it will be healed when they daze or KO. So and also if you really need to not generate a lot of power on multiple characters, because the leadership makes it so that his field dressings are basically range 4 rather than range 2.
All right, we have Miles coming in. This is the web line kick.
Yep.
Pay the tax, I assume. Oh, he's going to play a card, Old Webbed Up. Now?
Ooh.
Yeah. Interesting. Interesting. But who's going to do the beatdown?
Not sure.
Oh, is he not putting it on Enchantress, though?
Yeah, she's dazed, so she
oh,
can't,
right. He can't do anything about
it.
it. Yeah. Yeah. All right, so he's just going to take out all the people that can wake her up.
Mm-hmm.
Loving these.
Problem is that it is basically impossible for him to take both War Machine and Okoye out, because when he dazes one, the other will move away.
Of course.
And shake the slope.
So annoying. All right, so Miles is attacking War Machine.
That is one of the main reasons. You need to focus on one character at a time, not try and take out multiples, because that.
Oh my goodness! Look at that chat. Let's get some F's in the chat. F's in the chat for. Oh my
the
god!
Highest damage roll we've ever seen.
Oh, I need some F's. I can't. I just can't. Yeah, there's a lot of F's there. Thank you, Matt Alex. Oh, right. Woo! Okay. Okay. This changes things. This was Pat like under control, and now this has changed. Okay, so War Machine is completely out of the picture before he's been able to activate. But Pat is going to activate the Sam affiliation ability. Looks like he wants to get Sam into the action with it. Let's see what he does with this opportunity. Oof. Naib must have thrown an extra hair onto the sacrificial fire that he's got going next to him or something. The sweet smell of fat burning wafted up into the Asgardian realm, and they influenced his dice.
War Machine is the one that got it there. That is very interesting.
Yeah, because he's also somewhat tanky with his defensive abilities. So I think Pat's taking a breather. I think Pat's stepped away from the computer just now, and I don't blame him. You know, just take a quick lap around the room, shake your hands, shake it a little bit, do a little of mindful breathing, and then come back, sit down at the table, and with a clearer head.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, we know he's not on toilets because he's a robot, so he doesn't need to.
No. Maybe he needs an oil change.
Yeah,
possibly. All right. Maybe this is what is this now? What's going on here? Oh, that was only webline kick, wasn't it? So he has second action to move, and now he's contesting.
Not sure who Pat elected to
move. Yeah.
Use his leadership on.
Taking a look. Did Okoye move? No. Sam didn't move. Maybe, I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sam leadership. I mean, I'm sure Pat didn't overlook it. I mean, he looked like he was measuring it, as a matter of fact. I thought it would have been, someone's saying it's Okoye, but I thought Okoye was there.
Yeah, he did. He has healed the damage on Okoye, but he did not remove the slow.
That's what it is. Thank you, what is that, Finkster? Yeah, it was Okoye. Okoye didn't move, which is what fooled us, but merely took off of a point of damage. Why didn't she remove the condition?
Yeah, I was under the impression that you were allowed to both remove the condition and heal damage.
Yeah. So did I. Okay. Oh. He did Okoye after you got play. That's what it was. Okay, yep. So she healed after Enchantress dazed herself.
Oh yeah. So he was unable to, yeah. And then he chose not to do it with Sam because Sam could then possibly be attacked by Miles. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, so he's attacked Naib's Enchantress.
Mm-hmm.
Got 2 hits and a crit. So 3 hits altogether, including a wild. And that was against Valkyrie.
More than enough.
Yeah. Valkyrie takes 2 damage. And now this is Enchantress looking to see where to move him. Her. I do find All Webbed Up to come like mid to late game is when I tend to see it, and it does feel really awful at that stage of the game.
Round 3 is a very classic timing for it. That is, since the average game lasts for 4 rounds, I'd say 4.5 rounds. That means that the round that is just before the last round is often the key turn where one player tries to get a huge turn and get a large points lead, so that they can just defend for the last round of play.
I see. Okay. So Captain America went ahead and hit Valkyrie, and still sitting on that home point though. I'm not sure whose Enchantress that is. Is that?
That is Nibes' Enchantress.
Yeah. Okay.
It looks like Nibe is moving to within 3 of.
Right.
And moving him
off the
away.
Point.
Yeah, off the point.
Good. Nice. And second action is going to move to secure that researcher.
Yeah.
He has to be worried about that researcher because it's mighty close. Next turn it would be on top of the evac point, which is then 4 points for
Indeed.
Pat. Yeah.
And let's see if he bows. Sirens calls Okoye outside of 2 from Enchantress. Well, that still has Okoye to activate, so he can just move back and then.
Sure, but at least
Field Rest Enchantress to get a 2/2 situation.
Yeah, but at least then she's not putting out any damage. But it is more important for her to score those points.
Mm-hmm. Nibes' Enchantress is neither Miles or Nibes. She is slow, so she's not moving medium.
Interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. Hopefully Quinn is on top of it. Come on, Quinn.
It could be just a measure that he's measuring how long he could reach if he shook the slope.
Yeah.
Which looks like he can't reach for a field dressing on War Machine.
No. Enchantress is his only hope.
I think the chance is probably bigger if he double moves with a short, because that is significantly longer than a medium move.
Okay. Interesting.
But he has to shake the slow in order to get that far.
You make a good point, though. What's he going to use the second action for? You know, he'd be better off doing 2 shorts and.
I mean, he probably trying to get some damage in on Enchantress or something.
Hmm. Yeah, but she's only sitting on 2 hit points of damage. Oh, so a little bit of rewind.
I think they realized that the slow was a thing, and now there is a different move widget being used.
Quinn did alert them about the slow, so maybe it was an error on Pat forgetting that he was slowed, and that's why we were seeing that medium there rather than the shake. Because if you look, the token is still on Okoye, so no shake.
Yep.
But you know, like you said, 2 shorts and then the revive is from via field dressing is all you need.
Yep.
And then War
And that would not just be 2 points. That would be 4 points, because that would allow Pat to move the researcher to within 1 of Nibes' evac points and score those 2 additional points next round.
Yep.
And for that to happen, he would need to move short again, possibly being able to squeeze Okoye in between the 2 Enchantresses and still be within 1. And then, it would still be 2/2 because his own, Pat's own Enchantress would not be field dressed in that case.
Correct.
So maybe no one is scoring it unless he does an attack with Okoye and does a crazy spike.
Mm-hmm.
Which we've seen happen from Okoye before.
Yeah. She's known for that. Yeah, he's measuring the, just like you said, Huggy. Come on now. Come on. What's going on? There we go. Yeah, just like you said.
If he field dresses War Machine there, he can do multiple beams onto Nibes' 2 characters there, and possibly dazing both. since they are under bid rivals, both of them. War Machine is not.
Yeah, that's right.
You can empty the clip. That is, however, very dangerous because he's only on 1 damage. So possibly for the second attack.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, there is a bit of a. I agree, Sploosha. I am conflicted about who should win. More about the affiliations than the people. Obviously, both are lovely people, but I don't know. Who knows, Sploosh? If we did have an upcoming update to the characters, I'd be more inclined to wanting Sam Spam to completely crush this league, so they do something about it. But, they haven't shown us what they're going to do about these guys. Maybe Sam's not on the list of the 50 characters or so that they said they were going to amend. That would be bad.
Feels like he's kind of too recent to...
Yeah.
We saw William Schick being interviewed by Rich Mid the other day and saying that before adjusting any characters or cards, they want to have the community have some time to figure things out and trying to find answers.
Figure things out. I thought you meant like figure out how to cry quietly with dignity. Oh gosh! All right, so that's Valkyrie out of the picture. Boom! War Machine's taken her out after being field dressed, which is what we expected, and now he is going to attack Enchantress.
Yep, paying 2 to lower her defense.
Yeah. Pay that tax.
It looks like he's emptying the clip.
Such a great character. Good abilities. Fun character. Ooh! Enchantress is not liking that one bit. She's rolled 2 blanks. She gets the re-roll. Still no good. No saves.
Should have 1 more defense. Yeah, and he rolled the addition because the bid rivals disappeared when Valkyrie was KO'd.
Nice. And that's a dazed Valkyrie for now.
Yeah. So we have a 1-1 situation on the researcher, so no one will be scoring it this round.
All right, Sam is waking up, trying to get back on that back point. You think he just stands there on the point and scores a point?
Oh yeah, we have Sam to go. That is. Yeah. I was under the impression that he was activated since
he is
activated.
Oh, you know what it is?
Perhaps he accidentally put it on Sam instead of Okoye.
Maybe.
Could that be?
Maybe, or
that means that Sam could possibly have a first 1 move and then a charge to possibly get to do damage to.
They pointed to the cards,
and
then to Sam. Not sure why. Seems a bit of a pause.
Oh yeah, leadership from War Machine Dazing, as Frederick pointed out in the chat just now.
But why did War Machine Daze?
Because he did damage to himself from the...
Oh, that clip. Okay. Yeah. Now I'm tracking. Got it.
Yeah.
Yep. Sure enough. Right, so Spam's going to get right back on that point. Oof. Again, shown.
One small, quite easy change to do to the Sam leadership, which would be to designate that it needs to be an enemy effect, possibly, that dazes or KOs you for it to trigger.
Yeah.
So that you don't trigger it by yourself by doing all you've got or empty the clip.
I see this guy's Shuma games. It kind of reminds me of the Dutch word shawarma. They do those kind of places that do the.
That's the only thing I've heard. Well, the first place I heard about shawarma was actually in the first Avenger movie. Because that's what they're having in the after credit scene.
That's
they're
right.
All sitting around the table eating shawarma.
Yeah. And I could totally go for some shawarma. Man, I need to go. I gotta travel. When's this pandemic over? Somebody let me know, because I need to get to have some frietkot in Belgium and some shawarma in the Netherlands. Cookie's supposed to be putting together a convention He's dragging his feet because of some nonsense about the game shop not getting the venue ready or something like that. But we need an MCP European convention that serves shawarma. Damn it.
100%.
Oh, look at that. Shuma Games is into shawarma. He enjoys eating shawarma. So hey man, you're amongst friends. Yeah, shawarma. There's loads of Middle Eastern people in Europe, believe it or not. Yeah, Cookie said he's going to be shawarma there. Nice one. Sploosh wants a year's notice. I think there might be a year's notice because Cookie was going to do it in January, but now he had venue issues, so I'm not sure when it's going to happen. But gosh, I sure hope it happens within a year.
Great.
You could get it in England, it's true, Finkster, but
there is actually a really stupid Swedish expression that is one who waits for something good never waits too long, and that is simply not true.
Oh, I like that expression though. That's really clever. That is clever. But you're right. The nice thing about shawarma, it's very fast. You go in there, bam, 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 and then you're eating before you know it. Right. So this is Naib going.
Yep.
He is. I think that was an Enchantress move, right?
Yep.
And looks like he's going to line up his all you got beam turn.
Yep. Getting back at Pat.
Wow, and Okoye is not helping anybody with this beaming. But
nope.
Of course, the stupid affiliation ability is going to come and mess up all the fun, screwing our fun up. You know, it should be about the spectators, not the players, because we're the ones who pay the bills. Let's not forget. That wasn't very good.
Yeah.
This is what happens when Enchantress shits the bed like this. Oh God, 3 skulls. This is it, Naib.
I want to say it's karma, but then Pat is also playing the same
nasty
things. nasty things.
Man, there's a good shawarma chat going on. Everybody's comparing their favorite shawarma places. New York has shawarma, but it's the Greek version, so gyros, yeah. Which is funny because I went to Greece. Some of my buddies, War Machine buddies, had a little mini con thing that we went over there. We had their version of shawarma, but instead of lamb, it was pork, which I thought was kind of it was jarring. I was like, oh, okay. Very tasty. Certainly wasn't going to complain, but it was just, I was like, oh, this is like the actual diametrically opposed type of meat that you could put into this. All right, some more beaming action going on. Not bad. 2 crits and a hit.
Beaming.
But two saves so far. There we go. 5 hits, 2 saves, 3 hits go through.
That would be a dead Enchantress.
Boom. Just what he needed. All right, you don't have to be.
Here comes the leadership.
Yeah. Oh God. Oh, you had to remind us, Huggy. You're no fun.
I am a party pooper.
No, you're doing the strategy moves. You're explaining this. So who moves now? Okoye? Okoye gets out of the way.
I would expect War Machine because he's on his injured side, and it would be quite bad for Pat if he was KO'd.
Yep.
However, Naib's Enchantress will also be KO'd if he uses all you've got here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think he will now.
He's so far. No.
It's not worth it.
It's not. I would say. Removing her from the table by force of all you've got is going to be doing Pat's job for him.
Um, 2 hits? 3 hits, sorry. 1 with the wild.
Yeah. Okoye blocking 2, I suppose, from wilds. Blanks.
From blanks, yeah. So she should take 1. He's still sitting on that slow as well.
Yep.
And let's see. I'm not sure if he's gonna move. What? Oh, he's gonna throw.
Oh yeah.
Throw. Nice one.
Throw that
Into Okoye. That's a good way to get rid of her, as opposed to attacking her.
She's likely to block at least one, though. So, or two. So she's not going down.
Nope, not by a long shot. She's doing fine. Ugh. She's got loads of power to throw her spear too. Is that the spender? What's the spender? Spear?
Siren's Call here.
No. Oh yeah, sure. But
the spender's name on Enchantress is Enthrall.
No. On Okoye, the big.
Yeah. The spear flurry, vibranium spear thrust. I think it's called.
I can tell you. Yep, sure enough. Points to you, Huggy. All right, that was not so bad for the Knives Enchantress. He did do all he got, which makes sense because she would be KO'd and he wouldn't be able to get multiple characters on that next set of beams because of stupid Sam's leadership. So
getting Enchantress out of the way is definitely huge.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Because now the only control left on the table really is Sam's shield, isn't it?
Yep.
That's not bad.
For Pat, that is.
Yeah, for Pat. Yeah.
War Machine is, however, as we've seen, quite capable of doing loads of damage.
Yes, and he's got a decent amount of power. Okay, so this is Okoye attacking Enchantress, probably with that Vibranium Spear Thrust. Let's see if he spends any power. I
would expect him to do so.
Yep. Well, actually no. He's only spending. He's only paying the tax. He didn't do the. He didn't.
Oh yeah. The paying to lower the defense.
Well, nice hit though. 3 hits with a crit.
Mm-hmm.
And
so
4 hits. 4 hits altogether.
3 damage.
3 damage going through.
Yep.
That's not good. I'm sure she's going to do it again. Yep, he just spent those 2 to pay the tax again. Going to just do another thrust, a normal builder attack. Oof. 3 hits, including a crit, and that's 4 hits altogether.
No block. She is down and out.
Wow. Brutal. This game, just as soon as one person thinks they're doing... Once one person feels like they're on top, then the other person goes and takes them off their pedestal. So it's like nobody can really manage to stay on top.
I would expect Black Cat to staggers War Machine here now.
Huh. All right. Looks like Rasta Doctor must have finished that hoagie, the sandwich, or whatever he was eating, because now he's back at it, typing away. Bam, 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 bam. But, you got to get used to how to type with just one hand, Rasta Doctor, if you know what I'm saying.
Looks like Naib is looking to stagger Sam.
With what, Black Cat? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he loves it. Black Cat, he loves moving Black Cat around to do the stagger. And this time, he won't have the affiliation ability to wipe it away.
Mm-hmm.
But he's going to give Black Cat, then he's going to get wiped out by Sam.
Or War Machine, who will be having 2 actions.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Sam probably is just going to remove the stagger and then move up to the point. Nice hit. 4 hits. Yeah, 4 hits. Oh, but a good save. 3 saves.
Yeah. Still capped at 1 damage though, so it doesn't matter.
Yes, of course. Thank you for
And
reminding
the
us.
stagger is there.
Stagger's on there. What does she need to do to get the stagger? Does she have to damage or just hit?
He needs to do nothing. It applies automatically when you do that attack.
Wow.
She has, however, rolled a wild, so she gets to do a short move.
Wow.
For
Nice.
free.
She is lovely. Who does she come with in the box? Is she with Amazing Spider-Man?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good box.
Very good box. Which some lucky people have been able to buy.
Oh, is it the United States still doesn't have that?
I have no clue. I just know that I have it because I ordered it from abroad.
Oh. Is that right? Which country?
Yours.
Oh. You see?
But I'll never do that again because it got really expensive from the toll.
I know.
The tax.
It's disgusting. I think it's all the Europeans wanting to take their revenge on the UK for Brexit. Anything that comes through from the UK, I think they scrutinize super heavily.
Yeah.
Because I shipped something to a friend in Denmark, and they were all over it. All over it.
Problem is that most things seem to come from the UK.
Yeah, because of Brexit, because we're so smart. We voted to leave the union so we could get all the MCP boxes before anybody else. We don't have any vegetables and stuff coming through into the country, or truck drivers, but MCP we got plenty of MCP.
Who needs vitamins when you have hard plastic?
Yes. Gosh, that is a lot of saves, Pat. So you trying to?
Oh my God!
Making a point?
But it's emptying the clip into Miles, not doing any damage.
Wow, nice one, Miles.
Yeah. So now Miles has the chance to KO War Machine.
Wow.
And ensure scoring the Researcher.
Wow. This is gonna be big.
Big
activation.
Yeah. It's I mean, if War Machine dies here, it's actually not looking too bad for Naib.
All right, let's see. Here comes the rolls, and 4 blanks. No.
Thing is, though, that when War Machine KOs, then Sam will just short move up, remove the stagger, and then be able to charge move to within the Researcher, hopefully do 1 damage to Miles and push him off. So
yeah, all that work for nothing.
Nice tactical moves, Naib, but they don't matter because of Sam's leadership.
Oh my God, Naib, what are you doing? You're just shitting the bed now.
Ooh.
God, man, we expected so much more. That was not
This is actually better. This is better for Naib.
You think?
Because now he's not triggering in the leadership. So and War Machine is on his injured side, so he's not scoring.
Oh, fair point. Okay, that does make it seem better. Okay, all right. Here comes Sam. He is gonna move up. He's taking the stagger off as well, so he's just gonna go ahead and take that point.
Yep. I
Right.
couldn't see if he paid for a charge. Yeah, he probably did, so that he can have the chance to push Cat off the console to have that point for himself.
Sure. She saved 2. He's done 2.
So no damage. Take that, Sam.
Wow. Sam's confused. But Black Cat is she's just good. She loves it.
So the score will actually be 6-4 to Naib, who will also be having priority now.
6-4.
This is,
how do you figure?
6. Yeah, 6-5. I'm sorry, because Black Cat was on her injured side, so not contesting.
Yeah, same thing. Okay, cool. Wow, we're on to round 5. These guys waste no time. This is how finals games should be played. Take note, finalists. Take note. This game is moving with alacrity. Bad rolls on purpose, somebody says. Maybe. All right. Let's see. Now I'm still retaining priority.
Yep.
They're moving the researcher.
Yep.
So Naib is moving it off center instead of forward. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Looks like he wants to be moving it so that Sam cannot.
Yeah, just single move and
Yeah.
contest it. Yep.
He also wants to get it a bit more than one medium move template away from his own evac point, making it impossible for Pat to put it close enough to his evac point. Maybe he's choosing to put it closer and safer.
Come closer.
Mm-hmm.
Come closer. Not too close.
Yeah.
Come closer. That's some old school. What are those little kids called?
South Park.
South Park. Yeah, that's some old episode.
Yeah.
Man, is that ancient? Wow, I'm impressed, Huggy, that somebody of your generation could even know that reference. But I'm glad you did. As a matter of fact, have you ever seen the original short that was created for South Park that triggered the whole series in the first place?
If I have, I can't remember.
It was a Christmas card greeting that George Clooney commissioned from those guys. And it's a Christmas themed thing about the little kids with Santa fighting. Who was he fighting? But I can't remember. Oh, Jesus. It was Jesus and Santa in like a death match over Christmas. And the kids were hilarious. You have to look up that short, people, if you haven't seen it. It is amazing. I hope it's available somewhere because, it was so funny.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And it was where they used the same animation style, but they were doing it from scratch. So rather than using computers, they were still actually cutting out all the little shapes for the kids and stuff like that and moving them around with stop motion photography.
So we're seeing Miles attacking Okoye here instead of War Machine.
Nice! 4 hits, including a crit.
Which I thought he would.
That's 5 hits.
5
5 hits. She saved... Oh, Christ. Okoye, god damn it. Saves 3, but that's not enough to save her. She is dazed. Wow.
Now, War Machine will move to be in position.
For the researcher.
Yes, or he might use it on Sam. Possibly.
Thank you, Rich. We got dressed up for you. We've been waiting for your late entrance. Such a diva. Yep, there it is.
Getting Sam closer, yeah.
I swear, if you're in Naib's shoes, you're like, man, look at these dice rolls. I'm really rocking it. I'm crushing things. And then, like, everything just, goes... Sam just undoes that.
Yep.
That elation that you feel just gets wiped off. Oh, well. It's the nature of the beast right now. And so Miles is gonna... What's his second attack gonna be? Because he's like the one-shot wonder this game. Just...
Indeed, he has... I mean, he can do a puny 4-dice attack into War Machine, but that is as good as it gets. He's not close enough to Venom Blast anything. I honestly thought he would use his first webline kick into War Machine and try to take him out, but maybe he decided that was too dicey.
Can you make a note of that? Because this is an interesting question about why he bothered with Okoye at all, instead of just putting 2 attacks into War Machine. And Miles does the second attack into War Machine, though, does a bit of damage, and it pushes him, throws him, really. Maybe that's why. Alright, Sam's up. I think he just spent 2, so I'd imagine this is a charge. There's a bit of a barrel in the way there. So he's going to charge on the other side of the barrel. Boop. Now he's within 1 of the researcher and going to attack Spider-Man. not so great. 2 hits, but crit. And throws in another hit. So 3 hits for Sam. Miles, only 1 save, gets the reroll.
So he will take at least 1 damage and be pushed off.
2. So it takes 1 damage and gets pushed off, just as you said.
Yep.
I noticed that all the tactics cards have been used except for Knives All You Got. That'd be interesting to see when that might come into play. All he's got is Black Cat and Spider-Man, though.
Yep. Oh, here comes a Red Wing Assault.
Oof. Into Miles again, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pew, pew, pew.
And what?
2 blocks.
2
currently.
blocks. Yeah.
So 1 damage.
1 damage. Does he get pushed?
I think he gets thrown if he takes damage, if I remember correctly. Yes, if the attack deals damage, you may throw
Place.
Away.
Oh, the character's placed too. So Captain America.
Sam can place himself within 2 of his current position.
Wow, what a great attack! That costs 4.
Yep, very good attack.
How many points is he's a 5 threat, right, Sam?
3.
3. That seems like a typo. They did correct that crisis. They had the wrong letter, so I could see them having the wrong number typed in. Right, so Black Cat. It's up to Black Cat now. Is she gonna stagger War Machine, keep him out of the picture?
Yeah, possibly. Or stagger Sam in preparation for next round. I'm actually not sure which is the better play, so to speak. This has come down to, during this part of the game, every single decision has huge impact.
What do you think about Black Cat just going to the far side of the researcher to secure it?
Yeah, but she is injured and Sam is not.
Okay, sure. Then never mind. Never mind. I think staggering War Machine.
He could move long towards to within 3 of War Machine. Stagger him. Hope for the Wild to be able to short move onto the researcher. Not that it matters to be on the researcher since he's injured, like I said, but.
All right, Black Cat's moving in and staying outside of 3, scoring a point off of the back extremist console.
So just preparing for next round then.
Yeah, getting a point, unless War Machine decides to contest it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. Pat will be scoring the researcher automatically here.
I wonder when it's not within a vac point, though. Do you think?
It's not.
No.
I don't know if he can get it within 1. I suppose not.
So War Machine has moved forward. He's healed himself. Thank you, Pat, for noting that. And it's attacking Black Cat.
Yep.
Great hit. 3 hits with a crit. Crits rolling in. That's 4
pretty
hits.
Good block too.
Yeah, 4 hits, 3 blocks, and reroll. Might be full block, maybe. No. So Black Cat takes a hit.
Mm-hmm.
And a bleed.
And a bleed. Ooh. Unpleasant for her.
Never nice to be bleeding. And I think that's it for War Machine. That is the end of the round. And here's the question: whether that is within 2 and 1. It might be. I'm sure.
Might be. I hard to tell. Could be out. I didn't see Naib measuring with the medium range stick, which is what. Oh yeah, it looks like
good.
It's gonna be in.
Looks good.
So yeah, and that is very good news. Oh man.
Yeah.
Now I'm not so sure anymore. So close. So close.
No!
Oh, yeah, it's out.
That is
It's
out! It's out!
Hair.
Woo! Sploosh, you gotta sit back. Crack open another beer. There's another round to play. Don't worry. It is not GG. Yeah. It is not GG.
Naib still has priority. He could stagger both of Naib's impactful characters here. I'm not sure if that is...
It was the first time... No, Naib still retains priority. Naib's retaining priority.
Yeah. I mean, Pat still has 3 characters against Naib's 2, which is a huge advantage here.
Yeah.
And his characters, they also have better control, and they have better damage output.
Yeah. And
possibly there's a discussion to be had about Miles, but in general, he has 3 characters that hit harder and control better than Naib's 2 characters. So, yeah, I'll be hugely impressed if Naib manages to turn this around from here.
Yeah.
Note that this is the last round. So
round 6. That's right. Round 6.
Oh, Naib still has all you got though. So.
Yeah, but then if he loses that character and then Pat takes out the last character, then Pat automatically wins.
Yep.
Okay, so that
yes, he needs to be really lucky for sure.
Yeah, yeah, but he's been lucky, and lucky is better than being good.
Yeah. Black Cat has a 4 dice builder with Pierce, which is not nothing. I mean, dice can happen.
Dice have happened. Here we go.
That looks like, yeah, it looks like Black Cat is the one who's going to do it.
All right. It's a Sam, though. Oof.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And as Sploosh correctly pointed out in the chat here, it's impossible for Naib to daze both characters, more or less, because when he killed one, the other one moves away with leadership.
Oh, God. Cat did great, though. 5 hits altogether.
Yep.
Into Sam.
Ooh, man, with a Pierce. That's now she can auto kill Sam with a stagger attack.
Lovely. Gosh, she's been amazing this game.
Yep.
She got a bleed on her. It's just a bit of annoying, but only 1 hit point so far, so she should be able to soak it up. Does she? All you got though. Oh, she spent 2. She's just spent 2. Is this the stagger attack?
That's just the stagger.
Okay. Dice being thrown. 3 hits, including a crit. Pat saved 1 so far, but it's a crit.
So he will likely take the 1 damage needed.
Yep. So that's 4 hits into 1 save. So he takes 1 damage, and he's dazed.
Yep.
Wow.
So, question is now who moves? Okoye.
Interesting. Oh, he wants to go after Miles.
Oh, man.
Well, it makes sense, right? Because
sure.
it'll be Pat's turn next, and then he goes after Miles. And so he can't use all you got on Black Cat, because then Miles goes down and he loses.
Yep.
Tricky business.
Looks like Naib is still considering the all-you-got play, though. Sacrificing Black Cat.
That is too risky. There's no way.
Yep. She still can tank 2 beams from War Machine, if incredibly lucky. If she manages to block all first attack so that he can't empty the clip on the second attack. She will take a damage from bleed though, but she can heal it from the Extremist console, so War Machine needs to do 4 damage over 2 attacks.
No.
Which is...
All right.
kind of likely, but...
I think she's paid a point to heal herself 1, and then took the bleed damage. So she stays on 1 hit point of damage. Okoye is attacking. She spent 4. She's doing the big thrust. Vibrating Spear thrust incoming onto Miles. And the roll is not so great. 2 hits. 1 is a wild. She's
triggering the flurry at least.
Yep. Flurry's important. And so 3 hits go in, blocks 3. So nothing happens.
This attack has pierce.
Okay. Okay.
So 1 damage. It's gonna go through.
Well, he's re-rolling for Miles' ability.
Yep. Will
And
get more blocks.
No, got a skull. So he's gonna take 1, which is not good. But he's still alive. Still alive. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
So Okoye still has 2 attacks to go. If Miles survived this, then that's huge for Knight.
Ooh!
No! He has a reroll at 3 blocks. Oh man. It's gonna come down to this last attack roll. If Miles survives this, then
Okay, Koi's next attack.
Knife has a really big.
Oh no! Oh no! 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 Oh, that's a big roll.
That was so close.
Oh man! Oh, Okoye does it again.
Okoye does it again. Who needs Sam? It's Okoye. Yeah, but if Sam had, well, Okoye is quite likely to do 2 damage there, but.
You just stop.
If Miles had survived, that would have been.
There's no if when against Okoye. Oh God, that is obnoxious. Yeah. So Black Cat is trying to defend herself against War Machine. Oh man. 2 hits. 2 hits from War Machine. She saves 1, takes 1. She's doing fine, but he's going to heal himself and call it a day. I think Okoye's done too. I don't think the tick went on there. Yeah, because everybody got excited.
And is still in the lead, so he does not need to score the researcher here. So, looks like 0 points being handed out. But it's round 6, so.
Wow. So is it 7-6? Is that the end?
It looks as though that is the case.
1 point.
GG. Pat goes through to the next round.
Congratulations to Pat. Nye played an amazing game. I can't wait to hear some of his thoughts about the game. So what shall we go over and join them in their room?
Yep.
Brilliant. Thank you, Huggy.
Thank you. Let's see you in the room.
Okay. Hello.
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 Hey guys.
Congratulations to both of you. The game was intense from start to finish. It was a pleasure watching your game. Thank you both for an amazing game.
Thank you. It was a lot of fun to play. It was a real roller coaster.
It certainly was. My goodness, Pat. It was back and forth. As soon as one person was on top, the other person would knock him down. It was just amazing to watch. But we're going to start with Naib. As usual, Naib, fantastic work playing against one of the most difficult affiliations in the game right now. Really beautifully done. I thought we should start with the fact that you didn't have a very advantageous secure to manage. What was your approach, considering Web Warriors likes to control, but Pat was forcing you into a brawling situation?
This was, when I thought about it, the best I could hope for, basically. So this was what I was expecting going in. So the idea was just try to hang in there. It's basically what Web Warriors do. Hang in there, try to outscore people slowly. And there wasn't much plan apart from that. Trying to get rid of Vision, and I managed to do that by sheer luck, because he's atrocious to play against as Web Warrior.
Did you consider Pat's secures that bad for you that you elected not to go for a extract?
Yeah, both pay to flips are a hassle when you power start from to start with, and even though it didn't show, I would have preferred not to play a scrum in the middle. We did still play a scrum in the middle.
Yeah.
But I could always hope he discarded Researcher, and then things might have been a little more airy.
I see. Yeah, because we were kind of expecting the Amazing Spider-Man extract play to be one possible strategy, but I suppose you considered the Pat Secures bad enough to avoid that.
Yeah, he won't be able to score enough an advantage. I could have hoped for Deadly Virus, but the airdrop, what's it called, on Captain Sam, together with Enchantress, means that I won't be safe anywhere, basically, from him stealing at least one back. So, and
True.
then there are too many points to score for me to hold on the Secures then.
So
I don't think I would have managed.
Sure, makes sense. Nicholas, you really amazed us with some awesome one-shots that happened there in a couple of instances. You had Miles, for instance, taking out War Machine. That was amazing, and then Black Cat doing great work at the end there. What were you? What was your basic plan though when you had all this scrumming in the middle? How did you leverage? How in your mind were you trying to leverage those unexpectedly high spikes?
I didn't have any plans. I just went with the flow. I basically, if Miles attacks, he hopes for a wild. That's almost the only thing I don't even want to damage his characters, because the Sam proc is usually basically worse than getting someone dazed. So if I got it, I went with the flow and tried to just find some small advantage in it.
What would
Yeah.
What was the most?
Go for it.
Oh, okay, I was just saying then, what was the most frustrating thing for you? I mean, basically, what is it that was going through your head as you were trying to recover some of the momentum of the game?
Actually, things went better than I expected, so there wasn't much of a frustration in anything. I was happy I held on this long. I thought this through and tried some things out with Frederick, the finalist from last season, yesterday.
Yeah.
He's an old friend, and we checked we had the Cosmic Vaults instead, but same points, same everything, and this went better than when we tried yesterday. So I'm happy anyway.
Okay.
It's both Sam spam and it's even worse, it's Pat. Sorry to say it, but you're a hazard man. So I'm happy.
No, it was a fantastic game. Hugo, do you have one more question before we go over to Pat?
Yeah, I was wondering about, I don't know if you remember now, but during round 5, you had a choice between attacking Okoye, who was healthy, over attacking War Machine, who was injured. I think it was Miles that was attacking, but yeah.
Interesting.
Why did you choose to go for Okoye instead of taking War Machine out of the game?
At the end here, I was very much hoping for my defense dice to save me, and having no uninjured characters on his side, as few as possible, helps me to score the Researcher, which was basically, I thought at least, the route to victory, or at least as close to victory as possible. So flip her over seemed important.
Interesting.
Yeah, that was interesting. We were puzzled by that one, but yeah, it was a hard decision because I mean at the end there you had so little on the table. Both of you had so little on the table that every movement had to count a lot. Yeah.
And it's always more difficult to try to kill War Machine with physical attacks, and he's invulnerable.
Sure. All right, let's move over to Pat. Congratulations again. Pat, let's start at the end before we get to the beginning, maybe. The game ends on turn 6, and you win by 1 point, 7 points to 6. Is this how you envisioned it?
No. Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. I think I envisioned being able to score the researcher a little bit more effectively. I think Nicholas did an amazing job of stopping me. And I was hoping that I would be able to push that through, plus get some dazes and KOs to ensure that that path of pushing the researcher to the end was very likely. And then after that, I didn't really care what happened at the rest of the table.
Mm-hmm. And so your point is you were trying to overwhelm the center, gain steady 2 points all the time, and possibly starting to get 4 towards the end when it was at the evac point.
Yeah, absolutely. But there were a few things that made my life difficult. Vision getting taken out early was a real blow. Miles was really tough to deal with and was a constant thorn in my side. I think I misplayed in turn 1, and there's probably a sequence I can do in turn 1 where I score the researcher. And I should, thinking back, I should have unlocked that differently so that I could have scored those early points that would have made a big difference.
Yes, I agree, actually. We thought that the Knives' aggressive turn 1 plays into the center were really interesting. We were wondering how you're going to react to it. And in the end, you didn't manage to score the points for it or take anybody out. So, but it sounds like you have a different plan in mind for next time.
Yeah, I just simply didn't account for Gwen double moving and using advanced R&D. So I didn't think of somebody that would both be on the point and move a character away.
Mm-hmm.
And what I should have done very simply is I should have activated a Koye before I activated Vision, so that Gwen moves. Actually, does that even matter?
Yes, there were ways you could have stopped me.
There's ways I can do it, but they're not necessarily foolproof, especially if I don't want to commit Captain America to the center. I think with the way you were playing it, if I don't send all of my Avengers into the middle with Avengers Assemble, then I think I might not be able to do it.
Possibly there's a thing you could do with the timing of Avengers Assemble. If you played it later, then there were possibly a chance to mitigate more of Knives' pushes, since he would have more characters activated the later in the round you played.
Yeah, so that's why I said if I activate a Koye first, then I can save Avengers Assemble for one more activation. I don't know if it matters, because it gets one more character onto the point, but a Koye can't assemble back on anyway. So, yeah, I think Nicholas's team was a little bit better equipped to both be on the point and move characters, and it helped him stay even despite the fact that I was going last.
Go ahead, Hugo. Do you have some questions?
I have a question, but I think it's better to save it for last.
Okay, fine. So Pat, the other thing that we noticed is how you had Sam stay back the entire time. I mean, clearly it's useful because you can charge up, do an attack, and then go back on that point. Was that strictly the reason that you had that, you used him that way, or is there other reasons to keep him away from the center?
I mean, the main thing is I don't want him to die, right? Which is always important when you're playing with Sam. He's quite fragile, and you obviously lose your leadership if you lose him. He's also very good at playing that back because of his range 4 pushes. Maybe I should have committed him, but I felt like he was always doing useful stuff, and his power economy was often a little bit awkward. Right? I was often like 1 power short of doing exactly what would have been optimal to kind of get him into the point and moving people around.
Mm-hmm.
I was a little bit disappointed that he had a couple of opportunities to push people off points and failed.
Yes.
And those could have swung a couple of key victory points my way, right? And
yes.
If he scored this post, that matters a lot. But I mean, I think he was good, right? He lasted to the end of the game. He did some damage. He scored relevant points.
Yeah, absolutely. We did want to compliment you on an amazing All You Got turn as well. The way that you maneuvered people into bitter rivals range and beam range, it was just disgusting.
Thank you. That was quite the puzzle, but I think it was fun. So I managed to move all of my characters out of bitter rivals range with leaderships, and I managed to move Valkyrie around several times to make sure that all of Nick's characters were under bitter rivals. So it worked out pretty well. But to Nick's credit, he also had an excellent lifesaver Enchantress that stopped her from taking brunt of that damage.
That's right. It was a little something, and not quite as good as Sam's affiliation ability all the time, but it was something.
Yeah, maybe I should have accepted that she's not going to be in range of Valkyrie for bitter rivals, and I should have put her on this side of the block so she couldn't have been pulled. That might have been a smart play where I don't get the reduced defense, but I can make a lot of attacks into her.
All right, one more question from me. I'm just taking a look now, Pat. You're moving ahead into the top 8. So far, we've got another Sam Spam player. We have a Midnight Suns player, and I have a Web Warriors player progressing. But that's only half the field. We're wondering if it's going to be Web Warriors or Sam Spam on top at the end of it. Do you think that they are naturally complementary to one another? In other words, that they or there's no favored person in those matchups.
I do think both the teams are very good and fairly evenly matched, and I think we saw a slice of that in this game, right, where it was really could have gone either way. They're very, very strong teams, so I guess my answer is yes. I think it wouldn't be surprising to see them in the finals, considering they're by far and away the most popular affiliations, and there's lots of good people playing them. And I think it could be anyone's game.
Right. Okay. Cool. Go ahead, Hugo, and then I'll close out the program.
Yeah, this is a question to Pat. Season 6 has definitely seen a great surge of Sam and a huge win percentage for the Avengers affiliation. It's clearly being experienced as a very powerful affiliation currently. How do you see the incoming changes that we know of impacting his power level?
When you say his power level, you mean Sam Wilson's?
Well, I mean the entire team, because you are playing several of the characters that will be receiving some sort of rules changes in it.
Oh yeah, so I
mainly Enchantress.
I'm playing Enchantress. I'm playing Medusa. I'm playing. Yeah, that's it, right? I don't have Valkyrie. Yeah.
We guess Okoye.
Yeah, maybe Okoye. Who's my other one affiliated? Nebula. She's far we know because she wasn't in the Guardians changes. So.
Well, Enchantress is for sure the character that is one of the most commonly played in Sam teams overall. Don't you agree?
Yes, and I also, by the way, really like Medusa in Sam teams. So, yeah, I do think it will make them worse. Enchantress is very, very strong, and making her a bit worse is going to be welcome. I don't think Enchantress being reduced in power has a very significant effect on any particular team because, honestly, she's pretty ubiquitous, right? I think if you're one of the few teams that isn't regularly running Enchantress, you get a bit of a benefit from the fact your opponent's models get worse and yours don't. But I don't think, realistically, I think those unaffiliated models don't particularly hurt Avengers when they go down, right, as compared to the rest of the field. And the Avengers in general are getting a lot of improvements, right? We know a bunch of Avengers from the core set are being improved. Iron Man in particular looks like he'd fit right in with Sam Wilson, and the other Avengers look really appealing. Steve Rogers will probably make a bit of a comeback, so I think the future is bright for the affiliation.
Yeah, you basically rephrased my question in a more clear way. What I was getting at was basically if you think that the known changes will impact Sam Avengers to a lesser or greater extent than other affiliations, given the combinations and certain plays that they open up in the team.
Yeah, I think my answer is actually, I think if anything, it might be a lesser extent. And the reason is, I think once Enchantress and Medusa get knocked off the top spot, and don't get me wrong, they're still in contention to be some of the best 4-threat characters in the game, I think a lot of the other characters who are in the conversation are Avengers, right? I think Vision, Dr. Voodoo, and Black Panther are all in that conversation as some of the best 4-threat characters in the game. So I don't think Avengers in particular will be hurting for replacements. They have loads of choices.
All right. Thank you so much to the players. Thank you, Nicholas, for giving us a great game. Sad to see you go, but only one person can proceed. And so, Pat, congratulations again. You are moving into the top 8. So you have a week to think about your possible opponents coming up next because of the seeding system that we have in place here for the Season 6 TTS Finals. And so I'm actually taking a quick look. It looks like you'll be playing Matt Alex next, so that'll be another Web Warriors matchup next week for you. And we want to thank you, Pat. And maybe we're hoping that we can find you on the Across the Bifrost podcast with Sung Soo. Hopefully, Sung Soo will allow you the ability to recap some of your games from the season. And we look forward to hearing about that and hearing your further thoughts at your podcast. Thanks to everybody for watching us on the stream. On behalf of Huggy and me, we really enjoy interacting with you all. And we wish you a good evening and hope to see you in next week's stream. Take care.
Good night, everyone.